In the world of performance motorcycles, there are legends and then there are icons. The Honda Hawk GT, also known as the NT650, is an embodiment of both. Unveiled in 1988, this machine was not just a motorcycle, it was a vision of the future, and a testament to Honda's relentless innovation. At its heart lies a robust 647cc V-twin, which was a marvel of engineering that promised power and the classic Honda reliability. But what truly set the Honda Hawk GT apart was its revolutionary pro-arm single-sided swing-arm rear suspension, a design so advanced it not only influenced future generations of motorcycles, but it became a hallmark of Honda's pioneering spirit. Lightweight and nimble, the Honda Hawk GT was a dance of metal and emotion, a blend of speed and elegance that enthralled riders. It was more than just a motorcycle. It was a companion on the road and a symbol of freedom and adventure. And while it may have only been a modest sales success during its initial years, the Hawk GT's legacy grew after it was gone, cultivating a passionate following. This is the tale of the Honda Hawk GT, the unsung hero of the two-wheeled world. Honda's launch of the Honda Hawk GT, also known as the NT650, was a strategic response to the evolving needs of motorcycle enthusiasts. The company aimed to fill a niche in the market for a versatile middleweight motorcycle that combined the performance of a sport bike with the practicality of a standard bike. The Hawk GT sought to stand out with its unique blend of power, agility, and comfort. But for now, let's dive into the heart of the NT650, its engine. The Hawk GT or NT650 was powered by a meticulously engineered 647cc V-twin engine, which gave this bike a unique character and set of performance attributes. The liquid-cooled 52-degree V-twin had a bore of 79mm and a stroke of 66mm, which resulted in a balance of torque and high revving power, making it responsive and lively to ride. Some other notable engine specs for the Hawk GT included its compression ratio of 9.2 to 1 and its 3-valve per cylinder single overhead cam heads. At 7,500 RPM, the Hawk GT would make 58 horsepower and it would make peak torque of 47 foot-pounds at 6,000 RPM. On paper, the NT650 would do 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds, with a quarter-mile time in the 13-second range, which was pretty quick for a middle-of-the-road performance bike. This was not Honda's top dog. And this power was ran through a 5-speed gearbox that was translated to the pavement via a 150-section rear tire. From a suspension and chassis standpoint, the NT650 utilizes a steel trellis frame, which was a design choice that offered a good balance between strength and flexibility. This type of frame contributes to the bike's overall handling responsiveness and stability. Weighing in at around 393 pounds dry, the Hawk GT's relative lightweight, combined with its well-balanced weight distribution, made it a very pleasant experience in the turns. The front of the Hawk GT was equipped with a conventional telescopic fork, which was about 41mm in diameter. While not offering adjustability, it still provided a good compromise between comfort and sporty handling by soaking up the road irregularities pretty well. But again, the most distinct feature was the ProLink rear suspension, which incorporated Honda's Pro-Arm single-sided swing-arm design. This not only contributed to the bike's sleek look in the back, but it also aided in reducing unsprung weight, thereby enhancing the rear wheel's ability to follow road contours and bumps closely and help hug the pavement. The rear shock offered preload adjustability, which allowed riders to tailor the setup according to their weight and riding style, which was particularly useful for riders who would switch up between riding solo and riding with a passenger. As for brakes, the NT650 was equipped with a single disc brake at the front and a drum brake at the rear. While this setup may not have matched the more advanced dual-disc systems at the time on some of the higher-end bikes, it still provided adequate stopping power for the bike's intended use and relatively low weight. The NT650 itself shined in terms of its riding dynamics, its combination of a lightweight frame, well-tuned suspension, and balanced ergonomics resulted in a motorcycle that was easy to handle, enjoyable to ride, and especially dynamic in riding situations up in the turns. However, it's important to note that the suspension setup, while adequate for most scenarios, but it was probably not enough for those seeking the pinnacle of performance motorcycles at the time. The Honda Hawk GT's handling and suspension were reflective of its overall design philosophy to provide a balanced, engaging, and most of all, accessible riding experience. While it may not have had the highest end suspension components of the more track-focused machines, its setup was more than capable for 99% of the world. But as we conclude the story of the Honda Hawk GT, it's important to understand the legacy that it left behind. The Hawk GT was built from 1988 to 1991, marking a relatively short production life cycle. Despite all the good things that it had going for it, it didn't achieve significant commercial success in its initial years on the market, likely due to its price-to-value ratio. The NT650 was a great bike, but in terms of on-paper power figures, it fell victim to buyers choosing the on-paper faster bikes, which might have been cheaper, although the NT650 proved to be an all-around better package. Also going against the NT650 was the fact that the world, almost in a way, wasn't ready for it yet. Today, this segment of mid-range bikes is extremely common and a very great seller, but back in the 80s and early 90s, it just wasn't the case as much. Regardless of that though, some 30 years later, these NT650s remain a very affordable option to get into a classic neo-vintage motorcycle for not a ton of money. That it's still quick enough to give you the thrills that you want, but not fast enough to feel unsafe. At the time of recording this video, the first two listings for these bikes that I saw were both sub $5,000, which sounds like a good deal to us, but let us know what you think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, we would greatly appreciate it if you could drop a like and also share this video with other enthusiasts. Also, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Rare Motorcycles YouTube channel and smash the notification bell for more documentary style videos just like this on the world's most interesting motorcycles. Until next time, enthusiasts.